Good evening. My name is Amanda Farrell, and I am the Director of Product Program. And as I had said, we really appreciate everyone taking the time this evening to join us for the Service Unit Cookie Manager training. Our training tonight is for Service Unit Cookie Manager positions. If you would happen to be a troop level position, tonight's training is not for you. We will have the troop training next Tuesday. So, like I said, if you are a troop level and not service unit, you are welcome to go ahead and sign off. No offense, and we look forward to seeing you next week. But with that, like I said, we really appreciate everyone taking the time this evening to go through cookie training for the 2025-2026 program. And as you can see, if you do not yet have your calendar marked, please mark it for January 6th, which will be the first day of the cookie program. Next slide. And as I had said, we just want to take a moment and thank you for everything that you do, for the troops in your service unit, for the troops that you help to run and manage, and just everything that goes into the cookie program and making it the experience that it is for girls. We know and we feel you that in the heart of the program, we have those moments of just like, this is a lot and the why. And in those moments, I just ask that we all stop and think about and look at what the girls and the troops are doing because they're our why. And we just know that for us at the council level, that we couldn't do what we do without you. So thank you so very much for all of the time, the hard work, and the dedication that you give to the cookie program. For those of you who might be new, and I'm gonna pause for just a second. I know that I answered a couple questions or commented on the chats, but since this is a virtual training for this evening, just a couple of virtual house training rules. You will see that you have a Q&A button and a chat feature. If you have a specific question related to the cookie program, please put that in the Q&A. We'll be watching that. We'll be monitoring that throughout tonight. If there are things that you like or just general comments that you want to see with from the group, we want this to be interactive. We want you to ask questions and interact with each other. We do have a good number of people on tonight, but that doesn't mean we don't want you to interact. So please go ahead and use the chat feature for that. And as I introduce the product program team here in the chat, can you please just drop a number in for us of how long you have been a service unit cookie manager? So go ahead and drop that in the chat. And I will introduce the rest of the team. So, also on screen, you will see Debbie Hazlett, even though it says Amy Snyder.
Yeah.
Debbie is one of our product program coordinators with her main role being the cookie program. Yvonne Colleran is also on with us this evening. Yvonne is our other product program coordinator. And Yvonne's main responsibility is the fall product, gifts and goodies, but they both work together to support both programs. Also in our team, we have Lisa Shade, who's the Vice President of Marketing and Product Program, myself, Erin Duffy, who many of you know well. Erin is our manager of product program. And then we also have Lisa Wukalevich, and Lisa is our product program specialist. You have already received communication from Lisa and will continue to do so throughout the cookie program. And with that, thank you for dropping in your number of years here. We have some people who it's their first year. Thank you so much for stepping up and helping out. And we have others that have many years of experience. So thank you to all of you for that. If this is your first year or even second year and you need a little bit of a refresher, please remember that we do have the pre-recorded basic training on our website. So please make sure that you review that to go along with what we will share with you this evening. Next slide. Just taking a quick look, I appreciate the honesty. Somebody said, honestly, I can't remember how long. So thank you for your dedication. And 15 years. Wow. So thank you so much to everyone for the time that you have dedicated to the Girl Scout cookie program. Just a quick recap of the 2025 cookie program. Um, you can see that overall we were down as far as our packages sold and the number of troops selling. Our digital cookie was up over prior year. But the one thing that I do want to share is even though there are numbers that are down compared to the national average, our council actually did better than the national average. So, is it where we wanted to end? No, but compared to national, we did very well. So thank you for helping us meet those levels. And Debbie, next one. All right, and at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Debbie um, to take us through the theme.
Thanks, Amanda. So you may recognize this theme from the 2025 Fall Gifts and Goodies program. And this theme is also for the 2026 cookie program. So I'm going to show a quick video here of our new theme and new BFF. So let's just take a minute to view this video.
She's brave. Valiente. She's fierce. Fuerte. She's fun. Diversión. Just like Girl Scouts. And she's ready for a spectacular cookie season. Join our black-footed ferret friend and get down to business this cookie season. With brave booth ideas, fierce selling strategies, and all the fun that cookie season has to offer.
Because this cookie season is all about BFFs.
Brave, fierce, fun. Ferrets have lots of energy, just like Girl Scouts.
And a group of ferrets is called a business. So let's get down to cookie business.
Digital Cookie makes it easy for new customers to order cookies wherever they are. This season, make your digital cookie QR code your BFF and promote it wherever you go. Your QR code remains the same every season, so you can feel confident about printing it on business cards, stickers,
even t-shirts.
Ask your customers to scan for cookies now and bookmark to order more later.
When you make it super easy for customers to get their favorites whenever they have the craving, you can watch your sales pop up and up.
You and your caregiver can share the cookie love with irresistible posts on social media. Let's fill the feeds of cookie-craving customers.
Yep, together we'll be
BFF Fluencers. No one will be able to resist these cookies during this sweet time of year.
And the more we share, the more fantastic rewards we can earn from little brownie bakers, all of recyclable individual packaging, because that's what BFFs do for our planet.
Speaking of caring, when you know your product, you can help your customers pick the delicious cookie that's right for them, just like a BFF would do.
And now, it's time to share the newest Girl Scout cookie.
Explore Moors! Rocky Road ice cream inspired cookies filled with flavors of chocolate, marshmallow, and toasted almond cream. Explore Moors inspires the curiosity of a Girl Scout in everyone. So, let's get out there.
Be brave
and share your goals.
Be fierce
and let customers know how their support helps you give back to your community. And most of all,
have fun
being the amazing entrepreneur you are. Brave, fierce, fun, BFFs all the way.
That's such a cute video, right? And as you can see, the theme is the same for both programs, but the mascots are different. So I'd like to meet our newest BFF, Shirley, who is the black-footed ferret. And as they mentioned in the video, one of the fun facts about the ferret, the black-footed ferret, is that a group of ferrets is called a business. So we would encourage you to share that with the troops and the girls in your area. Another fun fact is that the ferrets like to dance as a form of communication, right? So that's kind of interesting, I think. And in that video, they also mentioned that we have a new cookie. I'm not sure if anybody has had a chance to try it yet. I know that there were some samples at the Girl Scout New Year parties that we had. So those girls got to try them. But it is the Explore More for 2026. And once again, it is a Rocky Road ice cream inspired cookie. It has a crunchy chocolate outside with a nice chocolate marshmallow toasted coconut flavored icing in the middle. So for 2026, GSUSA is going to be launching a national campaign for the start of the season on January 6th, highlighting the new cookie, the Explore Mores. Also on January 6th, the troop links will be going live. So it's good to reach out to those troop leaders that do set up their troop sites and those who may not have done so in the past, that their troop links will be on the Cookie Finder starting on the 6th. So that's a little bit earlier than a normal year, which may not be until February. So this is some fun and exciting to get some of those extra orders. These are the 9 varieties that will be on the order card for customers to order. The cookies will be $6 per package again this year. And you may notice that some of the varieties may have freeze or use by dates of June 2026. GSUSA has allowed both bakeries to print 2 different dates on their packages for their productions that happen throughout the year. So even though those cookies have June of 2026 on them, they are still the same fresh and delicious cookies that have the September date on them. Okay. The Adventurefuls will have some new packaging. They're packaged like the lemon cookies with that same packaging, but they're designed their design is strong like the lemon cookies are. Our council will receive or could receive both the box or carton package like you saw last year, and also the new packages. So any of the troops out there that did have election week cookie booth sales, we did see the new packaging. I just wanted to mention that if any of your service units are receiving their cookies on pallets, the number of cases on a pallet has increased by 20 cases. So when you're counting, just make sure that you're taking that into consideration. So it's important to stay connected with council during the cookie program, and council sends out reminders throughout the entire cookie program, through email, through Cookie Bites, and through text messaging. So as the service unit cookie manager, you must be subscribed in to receive the Cookie Bite emails. If you somehow unsubscribe yourself, you can go in and resubscribe on your contacts tab.
Debbie, one thing, we'll just ask everybody to take one moment while we're on this tab, and please pick up your cell phones if they're beside you for a moment, and text cookie 26 to the 800 number, because you do need to opt in each year for the text messaging.
Yes, thank you, Amanda.
Yes, and this is text messaging that is done just through council, just through our council locally. It is kept in our text messaging little bank. It does not go anywhere else. If you've not opted in for it before, really we use this for deadline reminders, important announcements. We're not like the department stores that are texting you 3 times a day, I promise.
Good. Um, and then don't forget to let troop volunteers in your service unit know how you will be communicating with them. Let them know if it's best to reach out to you by email or by phone or by text messaging, so that you're in constant contact with them throughout the season. I'm so sorry. I have a hair. Oh, and if you have any questions, you can reach out to our member care team at the 800 number. And also, you can email us at cookies@gswpa.org.
Debbie, I'll just stick a reminder in there too, that as far as communicating with the product program team, we do ask that you use that cookies@gswpa.org email address. That way it goes right into our case queue. We can make sure that it goes to, goes directly to who it needs to in our department, versus sending an email and copying 2 or 3 of us, just because sometimes then somebody else assumes somebody else is responding, and we want to make sure we're getting back to you as timely as possible.
Okay. So council has created a Facebook page that's dedicated to our volunteers, and those with product program roles. So if you haven't already signed up, take a minute right now and scan this QR code to join the group. And then we ask that you go back and you go in and visit this page periodically so that it refreshes and stays on your feed on Facebook. So, cookie materials. So, cookie materials should be arriving soon. I know it's a little bit later than typical year, but the materials will be arriving. I believe they're being shipped out this week.
Yeah, this week. Yep.
So, keep an eye out for those. In the printed materials that you're going to receive is the quick start guide for both the troop and the family. You'll receive the order cards for the girls, the goal getter order cards, receipt books, and this year we have, instead of the box wraps for the troops, we have an OSA flyer. It's an 8.5 by 11, right? That fits in one of those plastic table
Yes.
displays, so
That's
that
correct.
it's easier and customers aren't trying to take that box thinking that it's cookies to sell. So we have those. But if there is a troop that does want a OSA box wrap, you can reach out to your service unit, well, out to you, right? The troops can reach out to you to get that box wrap. Do we have that on our website? I don't.
Yes, there's a couple different format sizes that will be on the website as well.
Oh, okay.
Promoting USA. Yep,
I
I think
missed
there's an
that one.
11 by 17 as well. Yep.
Yeah, thank you. Also in digital materials is the full guides for service units, troops, and the family. So once again, the council virtual cookie kickoff will be taking place on January 5th. Remember, this is not intended to replace the service unit cookie rally. So this Rally is open to all GSWPA members and is free. So we are hoping that you join us for the Fun Cookie Rally. The girls really enjoy that. And Sam does a wonderful job. And rally patches will be available in the shops. So if you want to, get those early so that you have them for your own rally, that works out well.
And they're actually in the shop now.
Yes. So at 200 packages for the initial order, the girls will receive the journals with the pop-in charms. Make sure to enter your service unit's shipping address by January 15th on the eBuddies rewards tab. Please note that we cannot submit the initial order to the bakery until those addresses are in. So it is very important. It can be you, it can be another volunteer that is helping out with the service unit duties. So you can have one address in for the delivery and then another address in for the rewards. Compare rewards when the initial rewards arrive. Count them immediately. We do need to report any discrepancies to Little Brownie within 2 weeks of them arriving, or we may not be able to get them. So it's very important to count, compare it to the eBuddy list that you have, as well as the packing slip whenever it comes in. Sort according to the eBuddy report and then distribute them to the troops. They have not been arriving before delivery. I can cross my fingers and hope that they do, but just distribute those as quickly as possible once you receive them. For the final rewards, we need to have the addresses for the final rewards by March 15th. Once again, on the eBuddy reward tab, you would just select the final rewards and enter that address in there. And it can be a different person than one that received the initial. Then select rewards for the troops after the troop lockout. So we know that there are some troops that may have missed putting in those final rewards. So just take a look in eBuddy and make sure that those are all completed, especially for the t-shirts, because you have a better guess at t-shirt sizes than we do. Rewards will arrive in late May. There will be 3 vendors sending rewards to you. Once again, count, report any discrepancies within those 2 weeks of receiving the rewards so that we're able to get what might be missing. Sort according to the eBuddy report and distribute in a timely manner. And just a reminder, we don't distribute rewards to troops that have outstanding balances. So if you see any of those in there, just hang on to those. And we'll get them to them once they're paid in full.
Debbie, I'm
Yes.
going to pause for just a moment and I apologize because I was answering questions, so
That's okay.
I didn't see this on the slide. People are just looking for clarification on the initial reward. If it's a journal or the bracelet hair
Ooh,
tie set with pop-ins.
I am so sorry. I did not mention that, did I? It is the bracelet hair tie set with the pop-in charms.
Perfect. Thank you. And then while we're just stopped here for one moment, going back to the Adventurefuls, there was a question just confirming if the number of cookies in the package is going to be the same. And the answer to that is yes. So it is the same number of cookies. It's actually the same
Wait.
plastic shell. It's just the outer packaging that has changed.
Okay.
Anything
else?
Yes. So, in regards to the patches, to the rally patches that are in the shops, You can call the shop and order those to have them shipped to you if you are not available to get to the shop in Pittsburgh or in Edinburgh. And that's it. Thank you, Debbie.
Okay, sure. So new this year, troops can choose between being awarded the Super Troop t-shirts, or receiving additional proceeds. And to do that, it is the troop as a whole, not just the volunteer shirts. So that is something for those troops to think about. Um, I don't think there's anything else we have on this. Um, one thing is, while this is the task for the troop cookie manager to complete, if they have not selected whether or not they want to receive the t-shirts or the additional proceeds if they reach the Super Troop level, we're asking that you make that selection for them. Okay. So Cookie Rookie and Captain, the program and the patches are no longer. But the girls can still view the the little videos, the microburst videos that they have for them, which helps them with their entrepreneurial skills. The younger girls learn about having a business, and the older girls learn to help. Oh, sorry. These videos are on our website, and they are also found at littlebrowniebakers.com. So all volunteers are going to have access to eBuddy beginning December 4th. We initially upload everyone into the system. That has been done. So the troops, encourage your troops to go in now and start looking at their rosters in eBuddy. So if there are any girls that are missing, those troop leaders can contact us, and we will make sure those girls, are registered and get entered into eBuddy as soon as they are registered. We will do girl uploads periodically throughout the cookie season. So if there is a girl missing, and you give it a couple days and she still doesn't show up, then give us a, drop us a line at cookies, at gswpa.org to let us know, and we'll take a look in to see why she hasn't been uploaded. You as a service unit cookie manager can add any of the volunteers that are going to be helping you throughout the cookie season. So you can go ahead and on the settings tab, go ahead and add those volunteers in. Please make sure that they are approved volunteers. And you can also add any troop volunteers, any approved troop volunteers to the troops if those volunteers are missing anybody as well.
Debbie, I'll just pause there for one moment and just remember it is really important to make sure that they are approved volunteers and that their correct role is selected in Salesforce. Thank you.
Good. Okay, so there are some enhancements in eBuddy. There are little help dots throughout eBuddy that if you have a question on a specific area, those little help dots can answer those questions for you. There are 30 plus videos on eBuddy, how to navigate all different aspects of eBuddy. So any of those new troop volunteers that you have that are a little leery of navigating that site, there are many videos for them to review that go step by step. They are amazing. So there's a splash of color that you'll notice in the girl orders tab and such in eBuddy. So each cookie variety has their own color. And the Explore More is placed where the s'more, the Explore Mores, did I say that right? The Explore Mores are in the same place as the s'mores were on the order card and in eBuddy. So they're just taking that place. Okay, so we're going to go through a couple slides here that are showing some enhancement. This is the new Girl Order tab distributed flag. This is a new feature that's in eBuddy. So those of you have been service unit cook managers for troop managers that have worked with eBuddy would have noticed that there is the DOC checkbox for any of those orders that came through for digital cookie. Well, now there is a checkbox for you giving the girls cookies for like the DOC girl delivered orders. So when they come to you and when they come to the volunteers and give them an order for those additional girl delivered orders, then that troop leader can mark it that they've given that girl those orders, those specific orders. By checking this box, it does not change the troop inventory at all. So it's not like it's taking it off because it's not allocating it to the girl. It's just marking it that you have completed those specific orders and you have given them to them. So to get in there and to look and be able to put those checkboxes on, you will need to go into the Girl Orders tab, go to the girl's name, and then the long boxes that has all order, it has to say all orders, and that's where you will be able to put those in. Okay. I didn't miss anything on that, did I, Amanda? I think
Nope, I don't think so. I think you're good.
okay. So, like I mentioned, there's 30 plus eBuddy training videos on Little Brownie's YouTube channel. So you can go in there and take a look at those and encourage them to use them. There are also a bunch of resources. There's photography, there is clip art, there's different graphics, some reels that you can use, that the troops can use for social media. There are a bunch of activities and things for rallies. The rally guide is in there as well. Encourage the troops to go in and take a look at those resources for, their cookie season. So we are continuing with our efforts to realign the cookie delivery between the two delivery agents that we have. So there will be some changes that will be made to certain delivery sites. Council will keep you in the loop if your service unit is affected by any of these. So we're still going to have our traditional count and go and warehouse deliveries, but we'll be in touch with any changes. So the service unit can order cookies for a no-risk cupboard. That allows the service unit to fulfill cookie orders that are placed after the initial order. Some areas are pretty far away from council offices or other cupboards, and we want to make sure we're getting those cookies out to where they're needed. So, to place the order for the service unit, you want to enter the order in the service unit troop order. We're going to put a troop in each service unit, and that is where you would want to place the order for the service unit no risk cookies. I wanted to mention that you would be entering those in packages. I know any of the service units that had ordered through the service unit in previous years had entered in full cases, but in the troop, you will need to order those in packages. The service unit must do one of the following things. Either transfer all of the cookies to the troops, return any of the unsold cookies to council by April 4th. And there are two different, so depending on your delivery agent, there are two different amounts that can be returned. So there's 60 packages if you have a Corrigan delivery agent and 180 packages for a Heinemann delivery agent. So if you're not sure which delivery agent you have, you can go to your deliveries tab and it will list it at the top. So that's and then there's also the donated. So if your service unit has those extra packages, the minimum amount, anything over the minimum amount is the service unit's responsibility. But you may have the option to donate cookies by April 4th. I think I got everything there. Okay.
Deb,
Oh, do you want to go back? Do we have questions on that?
no, you're good. I have a couple of questions. We'll go through that and then I'll answer the couple of questions that are here. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So for the cupboard exchanges for troops, we are going to do that again this year. So troop-owned cases and packages can be exchanged for different varieties after the booth sale season. So that's starting March 23rd. And that would be at select cupboards because as we know, the cupboards do close, consolidate, and run out of specific varieties by the end of the cookie season. So once again, the intent is so that troops have a local, if they're going to have a local booth sale in April, they can exchange for the more popular varieties. So, booth sales and the booth scheduler. So in early January, volunteers are going to have access to enter their booth sales into eBuddy. We're asking that the service unit, there's going to be a change with Walmart this year. So we don't want you to enter any Walmart locations in. Council's actually going to add those for you. But new this year, we are pushing back the council arranged booth scheduler open date. So it is now going to be January 19th. That is not a Thursday, that's a Monday. But it will open again. It will open at 7 p.m. on the 19th. So that's open to all troops in the council for all levels. Oh, and the cookie season or the cookie booth season runs from February 27th through April. And like I had mentioned, Walmart, the Walmart process has changed slightly. So council is, of course, going to go in and reserve all of those locations. Unfortunately, the campaign has not been set up by Jewish USA yet, so I'm watching that. So as soon as that campaign is up, I will request those locations through Walmart special software. As soon as I have the approvals, I will reach out to you, service unit cookie managers, letting you know that your site has been approved and for what dates and times. I do request a number of dates and times, but each Walmart is different, so it depends on what their approval is. I will also send you the agreement that comes with it, so I'll send you out an email with that. Most Walmarts don't care about that agreement. So it's basically up to the Walmart if they want it. So the new part for this year is what we're going to do is we are going to have you we're once I give you the schedule, we're going to have two different types of schedules. We know Walmart's there are one door and some Walmarts have two. We're going to provide you with a spreadsheet. We ask that you use this spreadsheet for your sign up process. Excuse me. And then once your sign up process has commenced, then you would send that spreadsheet to council and we will upload them into eBuddy. Yes, this does mean that if there are any spots available, that allows other troops to be able to come in and use those spots. We've had in the past where we've had a number of Walmarts that have multiple days and times that the troops are not utilizing those spaces, and we want to get those out to be utilized by all troops. So I'm thinking we're probably going to have some questions on that one, but we'll have some instruction on that a little bit later. All good, Amanda?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Giant Eagle. Once again, the corporate locations, we're going to be getting approval for those locations. Once that list comes into us, we'll get it out to you. That usually doesn't happen until later in January or beginning of February, if I'm remembering correctly. But there are franchise locations that you can go and reserve space there now. So you should, if you are unfamiliar with whether your Giant Eagle location is a corporate or a franchise location, you can just go in and ask or give them a call. Cookie stands, which were previously the Girl Scout and Caregiver booths. These cookie stand booths consist of registered girls and her caregiver working through the troop, using troop inventory to hold booth sales on their own. So the troops would be working with the caregiver. They cannot sign up for booth slots until February 27th. But those booth slots can be anytime between the 27th through April. The purpose of these types of booths is to give girls more opportunities to achieve their goals. It's not intended to replace a regular, hit the wrong button. Sorry about that. Working through her, it's not intended to replace the regular troop booth sales. That's, their whole experience, but this allows them additional chances to reach their goals. So, once again, the troop cookie manager wants to be clear with the caregiver on the expectations. When they want the unsold cookies back, when the money is due, which should be directly after they have a cookie stand, but sometimes that's not feasible for everyone to meet at that time. The cookies come from the troops inventory, and these types of cookie stands should be at small businesses or lemonade type stands. Okay, they're not at big box stores. They can't have them at Walmart, they can't have the cookie stands at Walmart's or those large box stores. Okay. And once again, the Girl Scout cookie program is girl-led. So any of the cookies that are anywhere where the girls are not also in attendance is prohibited. So cookies should only be sold when Girl Scouts are present. So businesses cannot take those cookies and put them on their shelf and sell them for the girl. Businesses cannot purchase cookies from a girl and sell them in their store, no matter whether they are making a profit on them or not. The girl must be present in order to sell those cookies. So there are specific trademarks and regulations around the name and the brand, the logo for Girl Scouts and the Girl Scout cookies. So any of those businesses that would like to use their cookies for in their product or anything like that, they cannot use the names of the cookies in the name of their product. But if any of those businesses would like to have a partnership or sponsorship with the Girl Scouts, we are asking that you direct them to customer care at gswpa.org, and we can get the ball rolling on that. So, indies in the service unit, something new that is going to happen. There are some caregiver responsibility changes that are happening. And for this year, all of the indies will be in a troop in the service unit. So all of the girls will be pulled together, all of their orders will be pulled together, and we are asking that the service unit cookie manager assign a service unit volunteer to manage this indie troop, just as a regular troop when it comes to the ordering and distributing of the cookies to those indie girls. So, we're also asking that you assist those indies that do want to hold booth sales, because they're going to need to come through you or through council to reserve any site. So indies can reserve a council site, a service unit site, or have their own cookie stands. So when the girls place their order through, they should be placing it through Digital Cookie, but they may hand order cards in to you. You want to take those orders and enter them into eBuddy and manage that cookie inventory that may be left over from the cases. So indies no longer have to order in full cases. They can order by the package, and the remaining cookies will be managed by the service unit. Doesn't have to be you. You can assign another volunteer in that service unit to take on that role. There's going to be a indie family cookie Q&A that's happening on, I'm sorry, I forgot to change this slide. It is December 16th at 6:30. So if there are any additional questions that you have, well, that maybe you think of after we're done with this training, you can then pop on to the indie family training and ask those questions about that as well. One other thing is when we get to the rewards, the indies are going to be instructed to put their choices on the permission forms that they're handing in to you. And we ask that you enter their rewards that need selected. There was a lot to that slide. I apologize. So I'm looking forward to some questions about that as well. Oh, one thing that I didn't mention, all of the girls are going to be in the same troop unless they are eligible to opt out. And any of the indie girls that are opting out will not be moved until the end of the cookie program after rewards are selected. Okay, then we'll move those girls that are choosing the opt-out. Okay.
Debbie, we'll pause there just for a second because, like you
Okay.
said, that is a lot about the changes with Indy. So we'll give people a moment to digest and if they have any questions. And then I'll answer a couple of the other questions that have come in. Several people were asking about when they will be able to see the 2026 season in eBuddy. And that's actually tomorrow. So
Yep.
tomorrow you will see the 2026 season in eBuddy. As far as being able to access Digital Cookie, That will not be until more towards the middle slash end of December, is when you'll receive information on accessing Digital Cookie. Just on that note, Debbie mentioned at the beginning about the troop links going live earlier this season. We do really just encourage you to talk to your troops about that, and make sure that they do have their troop link set up. The way that that cookie finder works is that when a customer goes in and types in a zip code, it pulls the troops that are closest on kind of a rotating basis, to that zip code. So we really just want to make sure that our council's troops, are in there and activated, because our sister councils are also going to be going live that day for troop links, because of the national launch. So just really important that our council's troops are active for that day. I think this is a great question. So, looking for clarification on how to know if a volunteer is in fact approved. Yes, you can look that up in Looker. If you're still not exactly sure, please give council a call, and our member care team can definitely help you out with finding that information and verifying that they are an approved volunteer. Um, in regards to the indie, Debbie, how do service units know if they have an indie in their service unit?
Okay. So you will notice that there will be the troop in eBuddy whenever you're looking through all of the troops that will be there. But I will also be sending you an email that's going to have the Indies name and their contact information so that you can reach out to them if they are going to be participating.
Great. And then in regards to the Walmarts, if a troop needs to adjust their Walmart booth spot, do they do it through eBuddy or through the service unit spreadsheet?
Okay,
Go ahead,
so
Debbie.
for if a troop wants to cancel or change their reservation,
Yep.
they would do that through eBuddy. So once they go on to the council scheduler and that's going to show all of the troop, it's going to show in their booth tab. So you would go into that booth tab, you would find that specific date that you want to cancel, and you would click on the troop number again, and it'll pop it out. It'll cancel that reservation. Then they can select another one.
And in regards to the indie Q&A, there is an email that will be going out to them either tomorrow or Thursday, with the pre-recorded training information in there, as well as information about the Q&A, and the information, the email about the Q&A will have information that there is something new and different as far as caregiver responsibilities for the upcoming for the Indies program.
Right. And there's also some information about the changes for indies in the service unit cookie managers, the full guide for service unit cookie managers. I believe that is on page 12.
Right. Yeah. And then just kind of some clarification on that around as far as like the Indies being a troop under the service unit. So they will, that's how they're going to be housed, if you will, in eBuddy as a troop. But no, they are still indie girls, they're still earning their indie program rewards. As far as entering their orders in, they will be able to enter their print order cards into Digital Cookie, just like any other girl does. Yet as the service unit level, you will be able to see if that's in there, and you will need to approve that order. But caregivers will not be able to go in under their own Girl Scout to enter initial order in.
Yes, caregivers will not have access to eBuddy at all.
Sorry, I was waiting for somebody to
No,
talk and
that's okay.
I'm going
I
through questions.
I figured you were reading which ones. Yeah.
Yes.
So
So it,
basically, yeah, basically the service unit volunteer that is managing this indie troop is acting as a troop leader for the indies.
yes, and then so about indies can order individual boxes and not cases. Would the service unit handle the leftovers? Does that mean the service unit would be financially responsible for those extras?
No, no, good
Um,
question. That is an
yep,
excellent question. I'm sorry that
yep.
I missed it. The service unit is not responsible for those cookies. So then same thing as when the service unit has their no risk cookies, it's going to be those same three things. Either, they can be transferred to other troops, they can be returned to council by April 4th. So you can do that, or we can have a discussion about donation possibilities.
Yes, right, exactly. Yeah. So those, so the thought kind of is with having the to keep those cookies packages in mind if you're going to order service unit cookies, because those could get your service unit count started basically.
Mhm.
But again, depending on which delivery area you're in, the number of cases that can be, the no risk and return to council. Um, I think. So just clarification on where indies are getting their cookies from. So the sorry, Debbie, go ahead. You can answer it. I don't
Okay,
need to.
so the indie troop order will come with the service unit order. So it's basically just as if it was another troop. Those cookies will come in the full cases ordered for the troop, and then they will be sorted and distributed to those indies by the package. So they will come with the service unit's initial order.
And if and it's the initial order to the service unit. So the service unit isn't doing a cupboard, that doesn't matter. It's just like troop 1, 2, 3, 4 in your service unit picking up their cookies. If your accountant go, it's like that troop driving through, but it's the indie order that would be picked up at the count and go.
Yes. And I'm here to take phone calls and answer emails. So I know this slide is definitely a big one, and there's going to be many questions. So you're free to reach out to me, and I will answer those questions.
And Debbie, I'm not sure, and I'll just reiterate, I mean,
Okay.
a couple big reasons that we're making this change is because of changes with digital cookie and moving girls and it breaking their digital cookie links. And it's become a really, really big mess when that happens. So that's the number one is just what it's doing to the girl experience. And the second is on we're starting to have a lot of issues with caregivers being able to see their balance due in eBuddy and not having a full understanding, even though it's gone through several times about the balance due being the balance due plus the proceeds line. So it's starting to become a challenge with caregivers being able to see everything that a troop leader sees. So, um, just a little of the why on that. Debbie, I think those are the main things right now.
Okay.
I'll finish some of the individual ones and then we can circle back around.
And thanks for sticking with us. There's only a few more slides left, I believe. So, um, Service unit bonus. The service unit manager guide on page 10 has this same instruction. And there are different tiers to the service unit, just the same as they were last year. So if your service unit holds a rally, that's a tier. If you have an increased sale of 10% over, the previous year, there's another. Another is a minimum of 80% of the girls participating. So if you complete all three of these tiers, then the service unit earns a cookie costume. We do have a picture of the Samoa listed there, but that variety could change depending on availability. So, uh, let's see, next slide. Banking information. So each troop, that all troops are required to have their banking information on file with GSWPA. You can go in and see if each troop has banking information on the report. Now I'm losing my mind on which the sales report tab. So on the sales report tab, you'll be able to see whether we have uploaded their banking information in there. If you do not see it, you can reach out to those troops to find out where they are in the process. So we want to make sure that we're getting those all in there so that troops are included in our ACH sweeps, which is our next slide. So here is the ACH schedule for this year. Our first sweep is March 19th. It is 25% of the troops' total outstanding balance. And the second sweep happens on April 9th, and that is the remaining balance that is due to council. There is a new third sweep that is going to take place on May 21st. It is by opt-in only, and the amount will be authorized by the troop that has an outstanding balance due to council. So any of those troops that have outstanding girl balance, caregiver balance, or had those large number of cookies that they weren't able to sell because they had a cancellation because of weather for their booth sales. So there will be an online form available after the lockout for troops to complete to opt in for this third sweep. And I don't know if there's anything that you want to add to this, Amanda. But
Just a couple things on the ACH sweep. A couple questions about when the banking info will be uploaded. I actually just talked to our finance team today. The banking information will be uploaded by the first week of January, like the first full week of January there. Banking information will be uploaded for the big upload. And then obviously if you have troops who are coming on board or have changes with their bank information, just to make sure that they're submitting that form, and those will be done periodically throughout the program. A great question about, will the Indy troops be included in paid in full by April 15th? That's a great question. No, that will not be included. So it will be your traditional troops in your service unit. That Indy troop will not be counted in that.
I do want to add one tiny little thing, that it's in the past, some indies have sent their permission forms to me, some, give them to you. So for the permission forms this year, if there are any indies that are participating that have not given you a permission form by delivery, we're asking that you take a permission form with them and have that caregiver sign when they pick up.
Yep, and on that Indy note to how, just looking for clarification of how finances will be handled for indies now. But really there's no changes with how finances will be handled.
No, no.
They will still mail their payments to Debbie. I mean, Debbie is not going anywhere, or Debbie will have just as much communication and touch points with the indies as she always has. It's really more it's more that initial order of cookies coming in, and if they want to do booth sales. But like Debbie said, especially on the booth sale side, she'll share a training that, council can still, or council can help them with getting those, scheduled as well.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You can send them my way.
Yeah. A clarification on how digital cookie payments figure into the initial sweep. So the money from digital cookie, payments is, that money is applied um, to your troops records, if you will, in eBuddy, after the initial order and then any other orders that are applied. So that money is in there and shows as money received to your troop. So just like you did a deposit into to the bank and we entered that payment into the system, the digital cookie payment is in there the same way. So the money collected from digital cookie is subtracted out when that percentage is calculated. Um, I think we're good at the moment,
Okay.
Debbie.
Okay. Just waiting. So here is a task calendar. Just some basic when things when tasks would be completed. So in November and December, you're distributing materials. Well, in December when you actually receive them. Um, then holding your troop cookie manager meeting, planning and facilitating your cookie rallies, because cookie rallies for the service unit can start in December and go through January. It's encouraged for them to start rallies at the beginning of the month to get the girls excited about the cookie program. So, January, encouraging those troops, reviewing and submitting the initial orders, also the initial reward orders. And February, managing those booths, service unit delivery, distributing additional or the initial or rewards. The booth sales do begin at the end of February, and in March and April is when our sale ends, submitting those final rewards if needed. And that is when the money is due to council. So, with that, we have reached a question and answer slide. But as we've been answering questions along the way, is there anything else that anyone has any questions on that we could answer now?
Good question. Give me 1 second. We definitely have a few more in here. Do they have to register for the indie cookie Q&A?
No, no. So, I can, if you're interested in participating in or coming to the Q&A, which I'm excited to have you, then just let me know and I'll send that link out to you. But any service unit cookie manager is strongly encouraged to attend so that you're getting a little bit more detail about how the indies are managed throughout the cookie program.
And then a couple questions about troops. So, um, when is troop cookie training? Troop cookie training is next Tuesday evening, I believe same time, 6:30. Um, and that information is on the events calendar. Um, are there troop agreements like we had last year? There are not printed troop agreements this year. So when a troop volunteer goes into Digital Cookie for the first time, they do have to accept, I'm going to say, the terms on there. And really, it's the digital version of a troop agreement. We can help you at the council level to go in and, see if you have basically, if you have a troop leader that's in Digital Cookie, they have signed the agreement. So that, and we can help you on the council side if you need to see and verify that someone has done that. But if you have a troop who's not participating digitally, there will be a agreement online that you can print out. If there's anything that you need assistance with having printed, and you're not able to print it locally, please, or at your own home, please reach out to council and let us know, and we're happy to help out with that. I know there was a couple questions about the service unit the service unit cookie manager guide this year. It is online only, so it is digital. But again, if you're not able to print it at home and you would like a paper copy, please just reach out to us at council, and we'll be happy to get that printed and in the mail to you. Um, do, 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 do. Sorry, I'm just trying to get these cleaned up really quick. Estimated delivery dates this year.
Oh, didn't I mention the day? I didn't, did
Well,
I?
and they say they weren't sure if they missed it. So maybe
Oh,
yes, maybe no, but just a verification of the dates.
yeah, I don't think I did. So, thank you for bringing that to my attention. Um, the cookie delivery dates are happening February 14th through the 22nd. Those are when the deliveries will be scheduled.
Perfect. All right. Do, 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 do. Requesting, so I've had a couple questions about requesting additional cookies for rallies. There is the form online to complete if you host a rally so that your service unit does receive credit for it. I believe the form is on there if they need additional cookies too. Is that correct,
Yes.
Debbie?
Yes, that's correct.
So it is two separate forms. Um, so the form is on there. Do you know what the form is called for if they want additional cookies for the rally? Well,
Um, I
well, Debbie's thinking,
would have to
um,
look that up. 1 second.
okay, well, she is looking that up because that's on here a couple times too. Somebody just posted it. Yay, Jamie, thank you.
Oh,
Jamie just
yeah.
posted it in the chat for us. She beat both of us to it. Um, so thank you for that. Uh, Perfect. Okay. And are Explore More's in there? Yes. Oh, something else about Explore More. So
Yes.
yes. Yes, so Explore Mores are in the sample packs this year. It is the Troop cookie this year. And in your service unit materials, each of you has your own package of Explore Mores. So just as a thank you from us to you for everything that you do. So there is a package in there just for you. Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for asking that.
Mhm.
Credit card payments. Oh, at Busuu. Um, yes, so credit cards will be available again through Digital Cookie as they were last year. So yes, that will be the same. Verifying that booths can start on February 28th.
27th. 20.
Yes, yep, that Friday, the 27th.
Yes.
Um, there's a lot of questions in here. Sorry. I don't if we have answered all of your questions, you are welcome to jump off. I'm just not, and I will continue to answer questions that are on here. I just, if you leave, I'm not sure that you see my response if I send it to you. Um, a couple questions about when people will find out about Count and Go location or their cookie delivery locations. Um, that is something that we are working on right now.
Mhm.
Um, Debbie, I'll let you. Do you have a more exact date of when we're going to try to have that in?
So, Aaron and I are going to be reviewing some of the locations. We have lost a couple of Count and Go locations, so we're going to be going over that information next week, and getting that started so we can get that out to you on any of the changes that are happening with that. So that's coming up soon. That's our next on our agenda.
Yes. And I see somebody's asking about tap to pay. Unfortunately, no, tap to pay is not yet an option. I wish it was too. But like it was last year, there's still a lot less information that is required for the purchase. Um, and like I said, there was a few questions about ordering more cookies for rallies. Please fill out that form. If for any reason that doesn't work for you, please send us an email at the cookies@gswpa.org and we will help get that in for you. We talked about that one. What is the actual date the initial order submission is due for the service unit?
Did I tell you guys anything today? Oh my goodness. Okay, so the initial order for troops is on January 28th. Um, now I'm second guessing myself. I really hate when I do that. Um, so yeah, troops is the 28th and the service unit is the 29th.
That's correct. Yes, correct.
I don't know that I mentioned the dates for the final rewards either. Um, and final rewards are due, anybody, for the troops on March 30th and the service units March 31st.
Um, is the count and go at Beth Meyer. I see you have a question about your delivery location. Um, I can check on that and find out and get back to you. Clarification for picking up the indie cookies. So, if if you have a count and go for deliveries, um, or primarily if you have a count and go, I guess I would say, yes, either yourself or a volunteer would be responsible for picking up those cookies and then sorting them out and getting them to the caregiver. And you bring up a great point about a volunteer. So if you have an indie caregiver in your service unit that and has always done stuff with the indie level, As long as they're an approved volunteer, you can add them into eBuddy, and have them be the individual that is, kind of overseeing and handling that indie group. It does not have to be you specifically. It just has to be an approved volunteer to be in the eBuddy system.
Yes. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, Amanda, because that came into my head when I was reading about the one from Greg Hill. So um
Um, all right. I think um if they have indies in their service unit, were they sent materials for them, or how will
not
they
to
receive materials?
okay, not typically. So if you have been with us in the past, you know that we um there's a formula to how the materials are distributed, right? So some service units boom, and we're gathering these numbers over the summer. We're getting them out to Little Brownie, and then there's a boom in membership, right? So you may not have enough materials that you need for all of the troops. We suggest that you're providing the materials to those troops that are registered, to the number of registered girls that they have at that time. The indie girls have the option to get materials from you. You may not have them. Send them my way. I do have an online form. Send them to our website, have them fill out the request form for those additional materials, and then I will mail them directly from the council. I will also send you when I send you the email with the indie girls that are registered in your service unit, I will also send you a copy of the Indie Family Guide. It's digital, so you'll have that for your records as well for any of those girls that come to you asking for materials that you do have to give. You can give them an indie with your contact information on it so that they have that guide as well. That goes out in anything that I send through council.
Um, It looks like they're slowing down. Do, 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 do. I think.
So there's one, will there be a cupboard in Beaver County? We're working on those as well. We have to confirm with our volunteers if they're going to be returning or if we are going to be looking to see if there's someone else that wants to take over that role. So we're working on that as well.
Perfect. Um, Collecting a note about asking about collecting permission slips for troops.
Permission slips for troops, meaning the troops
Ooh.
collecting the girl permission forms and keeping them for their
Um,
records. Maybe
I'm not,
don't-
oh,
I'm not
I'm
clear
not
on
sure
that
if it's
question.
that or if they're asking, and I guess maybe we answered through that one and I just didn't mark it. So that that when the volunteers are going into Digital Cookie, they will be asked to acknowledge that permission. So it's not a paper form that needs to be collected.
Oh, no.
Um, just looking if the slides, so we will post post the deck, yes, with a recording.
Yep, it'll be on our website.
Um, all right. I think
Oh,
we
good.
I think um I'm gonna answer one more because I don't know what happens when we say we're done. So I have one more. I see a comment about that the permission forms for Magna were not in the physical packets this year. They were not. So, for gifts and goodies, just like for the cookies. So, if you have girls who are selling online, you have troops that are doing online sales. They are electronically doing those acknowledgments. So, for both the troop and the girl level. If you have a troop or a Girl Scout that is not selling digitally, that is when you need to print out that paper form for them to sign that way. Um,
Some troops may decide that they want to do all paper. You know what I mean? Just to have, because the girls select the rewards that they want, and then that makes it easier for that troop volunteer to enter that at the end of the program, right? So you're most welcome to, those troops are welcome to print out those, or take those permission forms and have the parents sign those as well. But it's not required.
mhm. A clarifying question. So if caregivers set up digital cookie, they are agreeing to permission slash financial responsibility, even if no sale occurs. That is correct. They also have to watch that video. The information is in there. Yes. So even if no sale occurs, if they have set up digital cookie, they have agreed to those terms. Um, I think we are done. We will hang out for just another second if anybody
Right.
has any other questions, but otherwise, thank you so much for joining us this evening and staying on with us. And please reach out if you have any questions or need anything from us. And like I said, we'll hang out for just another second if anybody has any other questions. All right, I have all of the questions answered in the Q&A box. And
Woohoo!
I think everything looks like it is good in the chat. So we'll just hang out for one more second if anybody has anything. I'll say like a minute. We'll end at 8 o'clock. We'll see how long it takes for my clock to change to 8. Doot, doot. I am not seeing anything else. See, it takes a long time when you're actually watching it.
And right, it changed on
Oh,
my
there we
side.
go.
All right.
All
Thank you,
right.
everyone. Good
Thank you,
night.
everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.